with it being fall. Every day is a day by day. I'm still not running heat because the sun is super intense during the day, so they're up and at 'em when the light is good, so I'm not offering artificial heat right now. As you can tell, I haven't had any real severe frost by any means, but every night before bed I do tuck them into the shelter so that it is at least a frost-free box. They won't get hit with it, freeze their little eyeballs out. I have still a decent amount of weeds, even though they're not eating much. They're mostly onto the dried food right now because I want them to be going into wind down mode a little bit, which even it's available to them, but they aren't eating it that much, so they'll still have a little bit of fresh. But I want to essentially empty out their stomach so that they can brumate soon in the garage. I'd like everyone to just do even a month, and then that saves me an entire month of 8 tortoises worth of feeding in my house. There is a little bit of, you get that little bit of smell when there's that many of them, and it's just maintenance indoors as well as the idea of the heat and the light indoors. So any amount that I can hibernate, I find to be brumate, I find to be beneficial for these tortoises. Once indoors, I feed dried out and then rehydrated for the majority of the winter. I can show you guys how I go about doing that. It's not rocket science. I just forage extra anything. Find mallow does it really well, and like that was just accidentally grown, and it's just blown up in my yard here. That flower accidentally growing. Same with all this. This is all mallow going down this line. It's days worth of food there. Like, I just do not understand why anyone, if you have a backyard, why you would buy lettuce. My biggest issue right now is keeping the water clean. Even this is from this morning. These guys just have went nuts into it for some reason. I think like maybe that's a brumation preparation, as well as some of the leaves are starting to go. As you can tell, we got some yellow ones there, but every day is a day by day, seeing how it goes. I'd like to still obviously keep growing this stuff and take it as far as I can into the winter. I'm going to try and just keep on making these posts and keep on showing you how I'm keeping tortoises outside from, this is beginning of April, mid-April to beginning to mid-October. And I have went into November before, but it was very hit or miss. And there was times I could have easily froze my tortoises. I brought them back in, I brought them back out at that point of the game. I don't recommend daily carrying ins, carrying outs. Like, you're just creating a non-necessary stress, and tortoises love and thrive off routine, and they do self-prepare. So it's been one of those things of course I'm rather enjoying just tortoise keeping in general. I think I might do a bit of a revamping. I'm looking at this next year because I find it really tough to get them out of the spaces where they're dug in, like, you know, the clay pots and stuff. When they get dug in further back in there and this thing retracts up, it's tough for me to reach it. So a few things could be adjusted. The bowl there is, although it looks aesthetically pleasing, it catches in the lift. So I don't know if I'll be keeping everything as such for the long term, but stick with me and I'll be able to keep on keeping on about it. So just right here in the yard, looking here for feed for free, ribgrass plantain, broadleaf plantain, I don't know, viola, pansy, mallow. I've got the opposite of viola or pansy over there in the grass. Raspberry, if I was hurting, you could give them a few raspberry leaves, but I think they're high in tannins or something else. Reference the Tortoise table and comment what raspberry leaves are high in. Then we've got a little mouse catcher and the mallow, more mallow. But yeah, that's Tortoise Keepers Canada. Trying to up my posts. Subscribe.